All right, let's do it. All right, well, welcome everybody. My name is Andrew Weissman. I'm Vice President of Market America Worldwide and Shop.com, and it's my pleasure to be here with you for the first look. And before I introduce our special guest and my partner in crime here, I guess you could say, for this evening, I just want to give you just a few thoughts just to kind of set the tone a little bit and give you a little insight. We have many unfranchised owners who have joined us, and we have also many guests who have joined us tonight. And so I just want to let you know there's no pitch here. We're not selling you in anything, not looking to convince you of anything at all. Allison and I are just here to enlighten you, to educate you, to give you some insight as to who we are, what we are, why we are. You'll get a little information about where we've come from, and I think you'll understand a little bit about where we're going as well into the future. And, I always like to remind the guests, because if you are a guest, the person who invited you to join us tonight and to check us out, they thought enough of you. They really respected you enough to introduce you to us. So we welcome you. And I always give it a moment. I like to encourage people to thank the person that invited them, because they've really been given a gift. You've really been given a gift. And I say that because this business is not necessarily for everyone. Now, don't get me wrong. I think, Allison, you agree with this, that anybody and everybody can successfully follow our proven business plan, but the timing might not be right. The person might not be ready for it. They might not qualify. But if you have a little bit of an entrepreneurial spirit or energy within you, I think you're going to qualify. And it's worth noting that for over 33 years, all we've done is provide the systems, the tools, the business model, the resources, the products, the training, the support to enable individuals to reach their personal and financial goals, right? And we believe that we're just getting started. We believe that the first 33 years has enabled us to lay a very solid foundation from which we're continuing to grow from. And so, congratulations for being here tonight and joining us. And I'm privileged to be here with Allison Abbott. Allison Abbott is a continuous rising star in our business. She's a very successful business owner in her own right prior to being introduced to the unfranchised business. And she's climbing the ranks. But I think it's great to have Allison with us this evening because she comes from an entrepreneurial family and business, because she's a business owner and been very successful, prior to being introduced to Market America. So Allison, welcome, and thank you very much for taking time out of your schedule to be part of the first look tonight. If you don't mind, maybe just giving us a little bit of a background, maybe your story, what you've experienced so far as an unfranchised owner.
Sure, of course. Thank you, Andrew, for the opportunity to share. Thank you, everyone, for being here with us tonight. We're super excited to have you on the call, and I'm very blessed and very grateful to be a part of this amazing, amazing community. I am from the Philadelphia area. I've been here my entire life. I have a background in the restaurant industry and just kind of took a different path in life. I graduated from college with a teaching degree and got into the pizzeria world and just fell in love with it and worked very hard in that industry and opened my own pizza shops. And about 5 years into that journey, I realized that I was making great money, more money than I had ever made before, but I was working 100 hours a week. I was always on call. And I really knew that, like, if I kept running at that pace, I was probably going to have a heart attack in a couple of years. And I just started to look for something that could help me to gracefully retire and gracefully exit from that industry. I was very open-minded and I looked at a lot of different businesses. I thought about buying a whole nother traditional business, and I'm very blessed and very grateful that someone I was working with introduced me to a man named Drayton Hodo, who, if you're involved with our company, you know him very well. And he showed me this business, and I just fell in love with the simplicity of it. I fell in love with the fact that we really help people with everyday products that you're going to see. And I fell in love with the community that we have. And that was in 2018. So I just hit my 7-year anniversary with the company. It's absolutely incredible. I feel better than ever with our products. And just excited to be here. This is really a place for anybody to grow, and we're going to share a lot of that with you here tonight. So, Andrew, thank you for inviting me onto the call. We're going to have some fun, guys. We don't take ourselves too seriously. So have some fun in the chat too along the way.
Yeah, amen. Amen. Thank you for that. I'm hopefully you can see my screen. Did I do that correctly?
Yes, we can see it, sir.
Okay, awesome. Okay, now I got to put on the slideshow. Here we go. We're getting better and better each time we do this. All right, so let's jump right in here. All right, so this is called the first look, and it's an introduction to the unfranchised business. So we're built on product and we're powered by people, right? We wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for people having results and real benefits using our products and services. And we're powered by entrepreneurs around the world. Market America Worldwide and Shop.com simply provides a system for entrepreneurs to create an additional income stream while providing consumers worldwide with a better way to shop. And through results-driven technology and the power of people, we believe that we are creating the economy of the future. The other economy, whether it's doing great or whether it's not doing very well, it doesn't really matter because in our ecosystem, our community, our economy, it continues to thrive. And actually we tend to do even better in times that people are struggling because they're more attracted and become a little bit more serious about doing something differently to get a different result for themselves and their financial position and future. So of course, I think we all can agree that the economy has changed dramatically, especially since we experienced the COVID pandemic, right? It really changed things. And people really do desire flexibility in how much they want to work and where they are working. They want control over their schedule. And if you think about what's happening here, the different trends that are happening in today's society in the business world, it's creating unprecedented opportunities for people to become entrepreneurs. Like I said in the very beginning, you have to have a little bit of an entrepreneurial energy or spirit within you for this information to resonate, right? For you to connect with us and be attracted to who we are and what we do and why we do it. So I think you all would agree there's a need for immediate income. The cost of living has not decreased over the past several years. It continues to increase. And more people really have the need for immediate income. There's a rise in online sales and technologies. I mean, more and more every year there's a new record that's set as far as e-commerce, sales goes. And now everything can be facilitated right from your mobile device, you know. And then one-to-one marketing replacing mass marketing. We believe that people hate to be sold on something, but they do love to buy. So why not just find out what people want and simply provide it to them, as opposed to trying to create something and trying to push something onto somebody that they might not need or want, right? And then, of course, we have the gig economy, the growth in entrepreneurship. There's other ways today, many other ways, today compared to 5, 10, 15, definitely 20, 25 years ago, for people to access technologies and information and tools and resources, to make some extra money on the side. But I think you're going to find as you evaluate our business model, I think you're going to find that it's the most realistic, yet also the most lucrative business system that can enable an individual to create a supplemental income that can be very significant over time, right? So I believe, I think I share the belief with Allison tonight, that Market America and Shop.com is positioned perfectly to take advantage of all the trends I've mentioned with the unfranchised business. And let's talk about why that is, Allison.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing all that, Andrew. And why we do what we do really comes down to this thing called the 45-year plan. If you haven't heard of it, this is your life in a nutshell. This is where we're all heading. So for every 100 people who reach the age of 65 years old, this is typically where people end up financially at that age of retirement that most of us would consider. 17% of people do not actually make it to retirement age, right? And I'm sure we've all known somebody who passed away before the age of retirement, and that's always tough because they ended up working their entire life away. 25% of people at age 65 end up still working, not necessarily because they want to, but a lot of times because they have to. And I know all of us sometimes see people who are a little bit older working in stores and they're not necessarily working for fulfillment. They're working to actually put food on their table. And then the overwhelming majority, 53% end up just flat broke, earning like less, than $1,000 a month sometimes. A lot of times they're dependent on Social Security, which I don't know about anybody on this call, but I don't feel very secure about Social Security. And average Social Security check is about a $500 a month. Right. So if you can live off of $500 a month, good, God bless you. But if you have bigger goals, if you have bigger dreams, that's what we're really looking to do. We're looking to push ourselves into this 5%, that top 5% that become financially secure, and they can really live the same type of lifestyle that they were accustomed to when they were working well into their older age. And I think that's something that if you're in agreement with that, drop a 1 in the chat if you're looking to be in that top 5%. Now, why is this? This is because 95% of people spend 45 years of their lives working and helping the other 5% become successful. I hate to break it to you, but if you are working for someone else, this is you. You are working to make that company, to maybe even make your boss successful. And it's definitely time to take your future into your own hands and to work for your own financial success.
Amen to that, Allison. Well said. Agree with everything you just said. In fact, I read an article on, not an article, I just saw it, actually an Instagram post. It talked about Social Security, being extinct in 2034. So
Oh,
who knows?
wow.
We don't want to depend on that ultimately, right? And it's not that much anyway. But when you start to think about the alternatives, right, to the 40 to 45-year plan, you start to quickly recognize that the other options, opportunities, businesses, or systems either take too much time or too much money, right? I mean, think about it. What's somebody gonna do? Quit their job, go back to law school, quit their job, go back to medical school? If you're gonna buy a franchise, all you're really doing is buying yourself an expensive job. Starting your own business, what kind of business are you gonna start? Where's the money gonna come from, right? Most people can't take a leap of faith, quit their job, and start a business. They have a family to support, responsibilities, right? Mortgage or rent payments, insurance payments, car payments, et cetera, et cetera. So it's really not in the cards and not in line with reality. Even traditional network or multi-level marketing businesses, these systems do work, but how realistic is it? Generally, it takes recruiting way too many people, producing way too much volume for any one person to make any kind of significant amount of money. You know, Getting a second or third job. I mean, you get my point. So we believe that we have the best option, the most realistic yet most lucrative business system and compensation plan ever created. It's a 2 to 3 year plan. And obviously, I'm not saying 2 to 3 months. I know we live in the United States of America and people want things done yesterday and they want it done for nothing, right? People want immediate gratification, and not too many people are willing to put the time, energy, and effort into something to get the result they desire. Because most people are lazy, right? And they think some people think they're entitled. But ultimately, this is a fair, realistic plan that's based on 2 to 3 years, which means somebody's going to invest approximately 8 to 15 hours per week, not trying to reinvent the wheel, but simply following a proven business plan. We simply outline the tasks and activities, um, the result producing activities, and lay out a blueprint for success. And all one has to do is be coachable enough to execute and have fun in the process. I mean, Allison, would you agree that you've had fun in your unfranchised business journey so far?
Oh yeah, lots of fun. Honestly, it's so unlike traditional business where there's a lot of pain. There's a lot of fun in this business.
Right. So it's great. So Allison, talk to us about, I mean, you mentioned with your story what attracted you, but talk to us a little bit about the 2 to 3 year plan and why people be attracted to it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, you think about this, 2 to 3 years, 24 to 36 months, right? To be able to build a foundation for income that can continue to grow. And you can use it for many different purposes. For me, I knew I needed to build an exit strategy, much like a lot of traditional business owners. Lots of small business owners don't have a plan. They just figure they're just going to work until I die. And that may be you on this call. You may be like, my plan is to work until I die. Also, I don't recommend it, right? There's so much living that we can do. And think for yourself, what are you going to do with additional income? You can save money, you can pay down your debt, you can start a college fund for your children, you can start a college fund for your children's children. I love the idea of spending time traveling and having the money to actually do that. You'd be surprised the money that you can make in this business, you can put it aside and you can finally take that vacation that you want. You can really improve the quality of your life. It's great what you can do and you can finally start to get ahead outside of your regular everyday job and your regular traditional business if you are running one.
Amen. Amen. Yeah, it's amazing. You think about the fact that having fun. I'm going to talk about JR in a moment. He talked about being the number one rule is to have fun, right? The joy is in the journey, right? And the journey, with the unfranchised business ultimately means that you will help other people succeed if they're worth your time, energy, and effort. And that's a very gratifying, position to be in. And it ultimately results in mutual success and a really a very unique community of people where everybody supports each other's efforts. And it's really a community that you can't really find anywhere else. And I think we're so fortunate and grateful to be a part of it. So let's talk about an e-commerce business in a box, right? I mean, you think about where technology is headed. I mean, now, everything, as I mentioned toward the very beginning of the presentation, everything can be really facilitated and administered and executed right from your mobile device these days, from banking to shopping to almost anything that you need information. Now, with Chat GPT and AI, things can be done for you. It's really kind of crazy where technology is going. But if you wanted to set out to begin an e-commerce business, have a scalable e-commerce business, where are you going to start? Where's the money going to come from? What kind of products are you going to provide? How are you going to handle the distribution or customer service? These are all things you have to consider. With the unfranchised business, you can earn immediate cash from our exclusive products. You're equipped with a shop.com site and a global shop.com site. In fact, we can service over 100 individuals in over 160 countries 190 countries worldwide. And we provide all the resources an entrepreneur needs, from downloadable marketing tools to applications to, you name it, we have it. From a technology standpoint and a marketing standpoint, you don't have to go out and create your own. You simply access what's already provided, and it helps you develop your business. And there's unlimited earning potential. It's really up to the individual. In fact, we help you develop a detailed plan of action based on what you want and when you want it and what you're willing to give by way of time, energy, and effort. Not everybody's looking to make a 6 or 7 figure income on an annual basis. Some people are very satisfied, very fulfilled with an extra few $100s or a couple $1,000s a month. My point is, it's up to you. And based on your detailed on what you want, the detailed plan of action can be broken down into daily tasks and activities. And all one has to do when you have that plan laid out is to execute each day and develop these result producing activities into a habit. So it's when you establish an unfranchised business, it's like having an e-commerce business in a box with everything and anything you could need to grow and scale your business. So I mentioned the community, and there's Drayton right there. You mentioned Drayton's. I want to introduce you to the business, Allison. We have people in that now spans 9 countries. And of course, as I mentioned, we can service over 190 countries, but we operate in 9 countries worldwide. Our most recent country that we introduced the unfranchised business in is Indonesia. We have a very strong Asia Pacific region that continues to lead the way. In fact, Taiwan's our #1 country, followed by the United States. It's just so impressive, the discipline, the work ethic of the entrepreneurs in the Asia Pacific region. We got to kind of catch up and catch that discipline and that activity, but we're doing it, right? But the point is, the community is all together, economically connected and supporting each other's efforts. And it's even more unique in the fact that we support each other regardless if we have an economic interest in that person's success. It's just a community of people who aspire for more. They're becoming the best versions of themselves. And at the same time, they're making progress toward reaching their personal and financial goals. So it's a very unique, very special community to be a part of, right, Allison? I think you would attest to that and agree.
Absolutely. I would definitely agree with that. I think the community is everything. And, you want to get with not only the person who invited you onto this call, but the people that they're connected with. Because I'll correct you on this point. Drayton Hodo did not actually introduce me to the business. Someone else introduced me to the business, but they immediately introduced me to him. So you want to meet our team. You want to meet the people that the person who invited you onto the call are working with, so you can really see the diverse backgrounds that we're working with.
That indication right there, that indicates the team effort right there. You met somebody, then introduced you to a senior partner who's part of that team, and of course, it flourished into a great business that you led. But you had the support and the coaching, the guidance, and that's true of many other teams around the world. So yeah, it's inherent in the DNA. It's inherent in the structure of the organization. It's all about helping other people succeed who are worth our time, energy, and effort, and doing so, it guarantees your own success. All right, Allison, take it away.
Okay, yeah, and absolutely. You know what? Like in this business, we always say you're in this business for yourself, but you're never by yourself. And that's one of the things I absolutely love. You literally have people who are here to help you every step of the way. There's no one who opens a pizza shop across the street from me and is willing to help me. And I'm really not willing to help them either. But here it's completely different, like very powerful, positive community. And if you're a part of our community, drop a 1 in the chat if you agree with that. And you really can take full control of your life and your future. Earning potential with no real cap on your income. You don't have to have any type of inventory. All of that beautiful technology that you heard Andrew talk about. You do not have to be a tech guru to start this business and to work with our community. I didn't even have Facebook when I started this business, so I am not super technologically advanced. You don't have to be a tech guru. You do need a little bit of discipline. You do need a little bit of drive and to have a goal, but that's something that will help you with, right? To be able to really look at your schedule and to be able to really look at how to fit this in with your life, but so many benefits of working with our incredible team.
Yeah, amen. Amen. You said it perfectly. You're in business for yourself, but you're never by yourself here. And I think it's a very special position to be in and one that's very unique in the business world, right? I think the next slide is a video. Yes, it is. So just you're going to hear some very passionate voices in this video. For those who are seeing this for the first time, you're going to hear the voices of Lauren Ridinger, who's our co-founder and CEO, J.R. Ridinger, the visionary and the founder of our company, Mark Ashley, Steve Ashley. So check this out. It's a great video to introduce you to Market America and shop.com.
The power of Market America and the unfranchised system makes it possible for anyone to succeed who otherwise would not have had a way to do it.
We've created a solid foundation for which we'll continue to grow.
One of the most important things you can do is keep the business simple.
The best way to predict the future is to create it. We will continue to make the impossible possible. Groundbreaking products and delivery systems, incredible technological advancements.
Companies don't make people successful. People make companies successful.
There's something very special about this community. Yes, we're economically driven. Yes, we're entrepreneurs. Yes, we're in it to make money and to help others make money. But we also develop a community. Everybody in the world wishes they had what you have. You need to tell them about it.
Be the best version of you. It all starts with you.
Market America is an internet digital marketing and product brokerage company with a universal shopping cart. That is what we are.
Anything you could want, you can get from shop.com.
We are always, as a company, identifying and adapting to paradigm shifts in the world.
I knew that this was an organization that paid very close attention to detail and was committed to what they said they were going to do.
I'm an ambassador for Market America because I believe in the model.
They will know Market America like they know Coca-Cola and Pepsi.
I am not paid to be here. I'm here because I believe in the mission of this company and I believe in all of you.
Be great, be exceptional, be extraordinary, be authentic, be disruptive.
There's a new economy that you're going to tap into. Take advantage of it. The time is now.
We'll be able to, of course, learn from Mark and Steve and Lauren at our international convention, which we refer to as ICON in mid-August. We're excited about that. We've been so fortunate. We wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the visionary, JR. I feel so fortunate to have known JR for over 30 years and worked closely with him and Lauren, all the time that he spent with me and other people, of course, a lot of lessons were learned, and we apply those lessons, still to this day, and the legacy continues. And it's worth noting, going back to the very beginning, our founder's story in 1992, founders JR and Lauren Ridinger, they envisioned a concept that would allow people to shop online. I mean, JR was quoted in an Atlantic City newspaper in 1984 talking about people buying things from their home computers in 1984. So if you just think about that for a minute, talk about the visionary that he was. And he talked about receiving cash back on their everyday purchases and earn commissions by simply sharing their favorite products with others. And from this idea, Market America grew from humble beginnings, very small little house in Greensboro, North Carolina, that JR and Lauren were living in at the time when the business started, to the global enterprise it is today. And I mentioned earlier that we operate in 9 countries. We have tens of thousands of entrepreneurs. We've paid billions in retail profits and commissions and cash back. And the legacy of Market America Worldwide and Shop.com continues. I find it very intriguing and quite exciting when I realize and you recognize that most people have never heard of our company. Most people have never heard of any of our brands. So to me, this foundation that we've laid and all the success we've experienced is only the beginning, So timing, of course, is everything. And I think it's worth getting to know JR. And as I mentioned, we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him. And if you just indulge me for a moment as I go through these bullet points. JR, he revolutionized the direct sales industry, and he shifted the focus to real products for real people, and he fostered a cooperative environment as opposed to a competitive one. And it was all about creating a model for global success. He pioneered online retail innovations. As I mentioned, he was talking about people buying from their home computers in 1984, And of course, we started, really before the internet came about. And of course, we embraced the technologies and we've evolved and adapted and thrived for 33 years. But he pioneered online retail innovations that bridged the gap to an aspirational and attainable opportunity worldwide. He empowered individuals to build their own economy. I mentioned that earlier, allowing for personal and financial achievement. He was all about belief. He ignited belief in everyone around him as an extraordinary believer in the human resilience and the entrepreneurial spirit. We often talk about the fact that JR believed in others more so than they even believed in themselves. He just believed in human potential and just applying them, oneself and just making it happen. And he built a blueprint for global success with the UnFranchise business and the management performance compensation plan. And it really is a legacy of hope for future generations. So we're so grateful, fortunate, privileged, honored, me personally, to have worked with JR for so many years and continue to apply the lessons, and the teachings that he provided. And JR used to call our team a motley crew. We have a motley crew here, and our team is very special. It's quite unique to have the same team members from the very beginning to be with the same enterprise, the same company for 33 years. I think it says a lot about who we are and what our company's about. Of course, our team has grown over the years, and we have so many different experiences and expertise and wisdom, and egos as well, and personalities, but it all comes together. At the end of the day, we always get the right result, and feel so honored to be a part of this team. So, Allison, if you don't mind, maybe finally, let's define what Market America actually is.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for sharing all that. I absolutely love to hear JR's voice on those videos. Such a visionary. And really, Market America Worldwide Shop.com is a product brokerage and internet marketing company. And I love it because we are giving the average person the ability to make an above average income and the ability to experience entrepreneurship without the trap, without going into debt and buying a traditional business. And you really can grow here. Founded in 1992. I love it. We're going to see our corporate headquarters in a couple weeks from now at our big event in Greensboro, North Carolina. I love the fact that we're a global business and we're operating for over 32 years, never having a down quarter of growth. For me, when I was evaluating this business, it was really important to me that I align myself with a company that had a proven track record of success. And that's what you'll find here with us. We're really super proud of the fact that we won the Torch Award 3 times, and that is for ethics and integrity in the marketplace. And that's something you'll find here with everybody that you work with, from the corporate team to the person who introduced you to this call. we really are treating people right here with this business. And that's something I'm super proud to be a part of.
Well said. Well said. You know, the Better Business Bureau, the Torch Award is a very prestigious award to receive, and to get it one time is amazing. Of course, as you can see, we didn't get it once, we didn't get it twice. We actually earned it again for the third time, and it's nice to be recognized for doing things the right way, right? And like you say, with trust, integrity, and performance. So, obviously we don't have the time to go through our brands and our products, but JR never wanted to have a company that was limited to any one product or one product line. Because if we were, we'd be quite vulnerable to market swings, right? So we're very diversified in the different products that we have, and it enables entrepreneurs to tap into multi-billion-dollar markets like health and wellness, beauty, financial services, et cetera. And so we're so fortunate. We're built on product. And I think there's a video that's going to come next that just kind of highlights our major brands. So here we go. And our number one brand is a health and wellness brand, nutritional supplement line called Isotonics. And it's led by a product called OPC3. I always kind of say, Allison, if you breathe, you should be using OPC3. It's a super antioxidant. So this video explains the unique delivery system of Isotonics. Here we go.
Stop swallowing pills that go nowhere. Meet Isotonics, superior vitamins that millions have trusted for 30 years as the best on the market. Unlike most supplements, Isotonics works with your body's natural hydration process for maximum results with an isotonic formula. That means you're not just taking these vitamins, you're absorbing them. Get 95% bioavailability, up to 8 times faster than typical capsules. These are the science-backed ingredients with fast-acting results your body deserves. Simply mix the powder with the recommended amount of water, drink, and go. It's that easy. No binders, no coatings, no junk. Just high-quality nutrients delivering results you'll feel. If you're tired of wasting money and time on pills, then drink to your health with Isotonics.
Allison, any mention or any words about Isotonics?
Of course, it's right here in my cup
There
here,
you go.
sir. I don't mess around. This is a product called Turnip that we have. Amazing for mental clarity, energy, and focus. Drop a 1 in the chat if you need any or all of those things. I know for myself, I was not a person who grew up on vitamins and supplements. We just didn't live in that kind of household, and I just did not know what I was missing. I started this business at 37 years old. And I am now coming up on 45 years old, and I feel like I'm 27. So if you'd like to age backwards with us, you got to try a product. At a minimum, try something that the person who invited you onto this call can introduce you to. You're going to absolutely love it. And that's the reason why we work with so many amazing health professionals who are literally prescribing these products to their patients, because they work so incredibly well. And that's the thing I love about our company. We have products that truly work, that truly get you results, because your health is everything. And when you don't have it, you'll pay any price to get it back. So why not just keep it in check, and keep aging gracefully.
Beautifully said. Yeah, we did attract, that there's been over 2,000 health professionals in all different areas of medicine have been attracted to the business primarily because of the integrity, the value, and the science behind our exclusive products, which is really, really great. The proprietary formulations, high quality ingredients, and can't be found anywhere else, and they really get results. Next video talks about a cool partnership, is a cool collaboration that we did with a new product on the market, called H2 Tab, which is elemental magnesium. You put that in a water and it effervesces into nanobubbles of hydrogen. There's a lot of science behind drinking hydrogen water and how it enables you to really hydrate, and it becomes an anti-inflammatory at the cellular level in your system. When you combine hydrogen water along with isotonics, you have, like you said, Allison, let's age backwards, but this next video explains the ultimate isotonics protocol.
The ultimate isotonics protocol is on-the-go science-backed revitalization that fuels your day, anywhere, anytime. Forge a powerful synergy with 2 groundbreaking products, carefully perfected with years of development. From busy moms to CEOs, students to athletes, this is the protocol for everyone who wants to conquer their day with leveled up energy and a fortified mind and body, while also combating signs of aging for lasting vitality. International bestseller Isotonics Daily Essentials delivers 100% of your vital nutrients faster than a typical pill. H2 Tab floods your cells with nanobubbles of molecular hydrogen, an antioxidant that goes deep into tissue, targeting free radicals. Simply mix 1 Daily Essentials packet into 8 ounces of water, drop in 1 H2 Tab, let it dissolve, and drink immediately to supercharge your Daily Essentials. Harness science, improve your life, and live without limits with the Ultimate Isotonics Protocol.
So we encourage you to try some of the products. As I said, we're built on product. Give them a try, get some more information, get your questions answered, and just have some fun with it. Allison, JR's original thought and idea was to enable individuals to get paid to shop, to convert their spending into earning. We're living and breathing human beings. We have to buy things in order to live. And he thought, well, wait a minute. Let's not just do it with health and nutrition products or, cosmetics or whatever. Let's do it with everything. And so with the acquisition of shop.com, the integration of shop.com into the UnFranchise business, not only do we have our own exclusive products, but we also have a partner division where we have, I think it's over 2,000 partners, with companies, obviously, that are very recognizable that you're already buying from. So why not get paid for it, And so it's all combined into the shop.com site, which each entrepreneur is equipped with. Customers can access millions of products and services. So really, JR's original thought, idea, and vision, it did become a reality, and there's not too many things that you could need or want that you won't be able to access through shop.com or through Market America. So we're so blessed to be able to offer that, as well. So Allison, let's talk about the money. How do they get paid?
Amen. Let's talk about the money, Andrew. I like it. So 3 ways to earn cash back. Very, very simple. This is one of the first things that attracted me to this business. You just saw on the slide, Walmart is a partner store. When I saw this opportunity, I was like, okay, I buy toilet paper and paper towels from Walmart. I would love to get paid for that. Why not? Right? Part of creating our own economy. Number 2, retail profit, right? On all our exclusive products, they all carry a retail profit. Even if someone buys a product in the middle of the night while you're sleeping, our beautiful company will drop ship it to that person. You're going to wake up to an email that says you just made money. And then number 3, there's unlimited potential with our weekly commissions by growing and being a part of our sales team. And that's by far my favorite, because you can really grow and scale a business to whatever income level that you want, and really be part of something super powerful.
The most realistic yet most lucrative compensation plan ever created. There's been imitation is the highest form of flattery. We've had hundreds of companies that have tried to copy us in one way or another, but they're no longer around. And we continue to adapt, evolve, thrive, and impact the quality of people's lives with our products, business, and technology. It just continues. Before I play this last short little video, I think it's worth noting, and I want everybody to think about this for a minute. And it really is how the company started. But, word of mouth advertising is still the most efficient, most effective way of penetrating a market. And you think about what happens just in your, your everyday lives. You go to a great new restaurant, had a great time at, or a new movie that you loved. The best part about the experience is telling somebody about it, right? We're human beings. You can't keep a good thing to yourself. Well, after 30 days, you might have told one or two people about the restaurant or the movie. After 30 days, 40 or 50 people went to go see the movie, eat at that restaurant, and you got no credit. They didn't send you a check and say, hey, thank you for all the business you directly or indirectly led to. It just doesn't happen. So JR figured, well, wait a minute. After he and Lauren went to a movie, he actually manually tried to track out of the few people that he told about the movie, who they told. And he tracked it to a few hundred people. And he thought, well, wait a minute. If you could manually do this, if we could automate a referral tracking system that could track all that word of mouth activity, and it would ensure that all the business that you led to directly or indirectly would come back to you or the original source, and you did get paid. And that's ultimately what our compensation plan enables an individual to do. Because our business is very pure, it's very organic. It's actually, you're going to be doing the things anyway. You live your life, right? You buy things. You want to access more valuable products through our exclusive brands and get paid for it, right? You can't help but other people to be attracted to it, and the business just starts to grow. You have to actually not want to grow if you just open up your mouth and just talk a little bit and have a little sincerity and enthusiasm, your business is going to grow, right, Allison? I mean, it's really that simple. Here's a little video that refers to this referral tracking system. Here we go.
The Market America seller has the ability to earn retail profits by building a loyal and satisfied customer base, and earn commissions by expanding sales and distribution channels with additional teams of sellers. A revolutionary referral tracking system allows the seller to receive 100% credit on all purchases made by them, their customers, and their customers' referrals, as well as capturing their team's transactional footprints. The sophisticated Management Performance Compensation Plan, MPCP, enables people to earn a supplemental income. MarketAmericaShop.com is the complete package designed and built to satisfy multiple needs and provide the ultimate turnkey business solution for aspiring entrepreneurs.
And Allison, as you know, it's been 33 years. It's been 33 years, and we've done pretty well. As you mentioned, we've been at a consistent growth pattern. We have a very solid foundation. So we're not giving you these numbers to impress you. It's just to, I guess, impress upon you that, it's a solid business, and we believe we're just getting started. So over $12 billion has been generated in accumulated retail sales since the inception of the company as of December 31st of 2024. And that might seem significant, it might not, but what actually I think is quite impressive is that over $6.2 billion has been earned. $6.2 billion has been put into the pockets of unfranchised owners, entrepreneurs who are in the business, established their unfranchised business and following the system. And of course, it varies. The success varies depending on the time, energy, and effort that one wants to invest in their business. We have thousands of people that earn on a weekly basis, and we have hundreds who have earned at least $1 million in commissions. And well, here they are. We have to add some people because every month or so, somebody new eclipses the $1 million mark, and they're part of the $1 million club. But these are real people, obviously making real money, and it's quite special. And it's nice when we think about a 6 or 7 figure income, but I think we all can agree that if somebody's generated an extra $300, $600, $1,200 a month extra, I mean, I don't know anybody who's going to turn that down. You think about being able to take away your credit card debt, handling an insurance payment or part of a mortgage payment or whatever. It can enhance one's quality of life, which is what we said in the very beginning, right? Improve their standard of living. I think it's quite special, the varying degrees of success, but it's dependent on you. It really is. So, Allison, I guess one of the last points of interest here, if you don't mind taking us through this,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I appreciate you so much, Andrew. It's been so much fun tonight. But one of the key things you want to know is like what we are not. And a lot of you guys on this call, if you're working in a corporate structure, if you're like myself and you own a business or you're working for a corporation, you're used to something that would be a typical horizontal marketing structure where there's a head of the company, there's the owner of the small business, then there's managers, there's a sales team, or there's customer service representatives, and there's not really any incentive for teamwork. There's really earnings dependent on your position within the organization. A lot of times your tenure or your time within the organization, you can't really grow unless someone retires or leaves the company and opens up a position for you. And oftentimes the people at the bottom make the least amount of money. And it's really unhealthy kind of environment, right? Drop a one in the chat if you feel like you're kind of in an unhealthy environment right now. And that's what I really love about what we do here with our business, the vertical marketing structure, and you earn on the entire team. Everyone is connected 100% to infinity. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. All of our efforts are compounding over time, and you're incentivized to work together and to help other people. There's no competition here in what we do. It's a very positive environment. And it doesn't matter when you get started, you can always earn more, and you can greatly out earn the person who introduced you to this business, which is something almost unheard of in traditional business and the corporate world. And the thing I love about it the most, because traditional business is really not an environment that works like this, like the more you help other people, the more it helps you to grow. And that's very, very unique. Like I do not help other pizzeria owners who are near me in the neighborhood. I'm sorry, I don't do that. But here, it really does benefit to help other people. And that's a really fulfilling and rewarding thing. And look, the money's great too, whether you're looking to earn a couple extra $100 a month, or whether you're looking to earn something like $2,100 to $3,600 a week. That's the potential you have here with this business. The sky really is the limit. It just depends on what you want for your goals in your life. But to get started is a very, very, very simple process. The MPCP, like the video mentioned, it is sophisticated, but our business is very simple. It's a lifestyle business. And like Andrew already mentioned, you're running this business anyway. You're just not getting paid for it. And you don't have to be anything special. You don't have to be a big influencer. You just have to have a little bit of that entrepreneurial desire and a desire to, not live the same life you might be living now and get stuck on that hamster wheel. So thank you, Andrew, for letting me share.
Beautifully said, beautifully said. And I inherent in the structure and the organizational design, by helping other people succeed, it guarantees your own success. And it really is a beautiful thing, like you said. We encourage you to get more information, get your questions answered, learn how the business is structured. There's 5 simple steps. You can schedule a follow-up appointment with the person who invited you to join us tonight and check us out and see how it all works. It doesn't take very long, 20, 30 minutes to see the 5 steps. But we also encourage you to take a 60-second health quiz. This has been a great new advancement that we've provided over the past few months. And it really does analyze in 60 seconds. It can analyze based on what your health goals are, the top products that you should be using, to enable you to make progress toward those goals. We encourage you to do that, and to simply schedule the appointment. So Allison, once again, thank you very much. Congratulations on all of your success and all the people that you've impacted. It's worth noting that she has traveled all around the country and helped people beyond her own organization and inspired other people to succeed. So she's a force to be reckoned with and continues to grow. And I look forward to seeing you in North Carolina at Icon, Allison, and of course with everybody else. So I guess with that, any other closing thoughts? I think that's basically it, right?
Amen, my brother. Amen. I appreciate the opportunity to share. And guys, get with the person who invited you onto this call. See more. Join our amazing team. And I look forward to seeing you very, very soon.
Same here. Take care, everybody. Have a good evening.
Bye, guys.
Good day. Thank you. Take care.